what you need to do is actually move, take action. Action is what creates momentum in this business. And so we need to do these first 3 steps at the beginning. What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about the first 3 things you should be doing when you're just starting out. There's so many things that waste so much time, bog you down, overcomplicate things. So if you actually want to create momentum in your Amazon FBA business, get things going, these are the 3 things you need to get started with right away to get that action going, to get that momentum going. Along with those 3 things, I'm going to be showing you what to avoid, what traps are in this business, so you're not wasting a ton of time getting things mixed up and then eventually just never starting at all because it's overcomplicated, you're bogged down with too much information, and you can never get enough forward progress to get this ball rolling. Real quick before we get started, my name's Camron James. I've been selling on Amazon going on 6 years now. So I've been in and out of this business, started multiple Amazon businesses, got many to 6 and 7 figures my first year, resulting in 1.1 million within the first 3 quarters of that year. You want to stay up to date on everything Amazon FBA related, my journey, everything like that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel down below so you don't miss any of that. All right, guys, so hopping in my screen here, I'm going to first talk about what to avoid working on, what can bog you down, what can waste time, what essentially can overwhelm you so you don't start at all, right? There's so many people I meet in this business that actually don't get started. And I believe these are some of the reasons why, because they think they have to know everything first, okay? Especially in these areas. So the first one we're gonna talk about, and then after this, we'll get into the 3 steps of what you should be working on to create the most momentum and to create the most action to actually get the ball rolling in your business. So the first one here is taxes and accounting. So this scares a lot of people, and rightfully so, right? We wanna make sure that we're doing things properly. We're not going to get in trouble with the IRS or whatever country you are in when it comes to accounting and taxes. And it's important to know here, I'm not a CPA. I can't really give you tax advice, accounting advice, anything like that. But personally, just talking to you as a friend who's giving you advice, whatever it may be, in my experience in this business, again, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. I don't worry about this stuff until I'm at least selling 5 to 10,000 per month on Amazon. Otherwise, this is a full-time job, right? We want to make some money, get some profit coming in, and then we can hire this stuff out. Or if you want to dig deeper into it, when you get that momentum going, that's great. But so many people are so fearful of this. They actually don't start the business because they want everything perfect for taxes and accounting. And there's studies out there that if you go take 20 of the same tax, accounting, bookkeeping, everything like that to 20 different tax accountants, you get 20 different results. Okay. So this isn't black and white. You can't just, properly get this fixed. There's imperfections. Taxes are never perfect. Accounting is never perfect. So it's something you work on year after year, but get the business going before you start thinking about this stuff, before you go down the rabbit hole. Yes, if you want to think about it a little bit, great. Talk to your accountant, whatever it may be, if you got something set up. But at first, this isn't a main priority. Let's start selling, then worry about this later. Next, we have business credit cards. Okay, so business credit cards, we'll go into deeper about what it all takes to get your account up and running, everything like that here in a bit. But business credit cards hold a lot of people back because they think they need a business credit card on their business account on Seller Central. Well, this could take months, right? When you first start a business, you have no business credit history. Okay. So it could be a long time before you can actually get a business credit card, or it could take months, weeks. At first, just use your personal credit card on your actual account to get things going and rolling. Don't let this hold you back. Let this be something you get a little later, especially if you're hitting hurdles with it. Branding LLC name. Okay, there's so many people that want their LLC name to be freaking perfect. Okay, no, my LLC names are random names that I think are kind of funny or cute or clever, whatever it may be. But I don't let this hold me back. Within maybe 30 minutes to an hour, I have my LLC name and I'm moving forward. Same thing with branding. Okay, so branding. Yes, it's important to have a brand name. Yes, it's important to brand on Amazon, but it's something you shouldn't worry about right now, okay? Especially if you're just beginning, you need to work on these 3 steps, which we'll get into before we even think about branding. Branding is something that comes naturally as we get past the product research stage. Again, I'll be talking about these things a little later. On top of that, we have websites and social media accounts, okay? So people want the perfect domain name. Again, this goes back to branding, LLC name, making sure you pick a great one. Websites, social media accounts, don't worry about these things right away, okay? You don't need the perfect domain name. You don't need a website up and running yet. You don't need social media accounts. Let's get the basis going. Let's get some momentum going because this stuff can bog you down and actually in the beginning doesn't actually yield you results, okay? Next, we have worrying about advertising and PPC. Okay, so not everybody worries about this at first, but there's so many people ask me questions about, we can talk about so many things people ask questions about before they're even ready for that step. But advertising, PPC, let's get the product going. Let's get some momentum going. Let's get it on Amazon before we worry about any of this stuff. Then we can get some campaigns going. And that's really, we can drive results and start to learn how this all works. Because at first, if you don't have a product live, you're not gonna be able to learn this stuff anyways. For lack of a better word, you're just mentally masturbating, learning all this stuff that you don't need quite yet. Eventually, yes, you could dabble in it now a little bit, but it's not something you need to perfect right away. Okay, on to the next thing here. So this kind of covers everything, but going down every rabbit hole and video you see, trying to learn everything first. Okay, there's so many people that are like, I have to watch every YouTube video. I have to learn everything before I get started. No, you learn the most by action. And there's so many conflicting ideas and courses, video lessons, everything like that, right? Which is natural, right? Everybody's got a different way to the waterfall, and there isn't a perfect way to do this business. But if you have to learn everything first, you're never going to get started, okay? Because there's so many rabbit holes, there's so many videos to watch, new videos every single day, there's so many courses out there, and you can't learn everything first. What you need to do is actually move, take action, okay? So action is what creates momentum in this business. And so we need to do these first 3 steps at the beginning so you can actually get momentum in this business and everything makes sense and everything falls in line, right? If we do these first 3 steps first and go down the path, these things that you're worried about will come up naturally when you're ready for those steps. And that's when you should worry about this, right? Even I get overwhelmed when I think about the whole process from product research to suppliers to advertising to branding. No, I focus on the one thing in front of me and then keep slowly moving on. So really you're just compartmentalizing what needs to be done first and then worry about those things later. Because in this business, you're wearing a lot of different hats, right? You're learning a lot of different skill sets. And if you're thinking about all those things at the same time, trying to learn about them, it's overwhelming because it's like being a business owner of 6 different things. You just can't do that. It's overwhelming and it can really hold you back. Now let's get on to 3 steps you should be worrying about as a complete beginner so you can actually get momentum in this business. So the first step here, and again, you've probably heard of all 3 of these steps right here, but again, I want you to focus on these 3 steps first so you're not getting all over the place, right? We're doubling down on these 3 things that we need to do first to actually get this business going and have the foundation to be able to build on top of that. I'm going to show you the inside how I do these things so they can make it easier for you, as well as give you extra resources and materials if you want to go deeper on these subjects. But the first one here is LLC, EIN, business bank accounts, personal or business credit card. Okay, so this is the first step you're working on. And technically all these 3 steps you can work on at the same time because there's some lagging time while you're waiting to get up to date with your LLC or EIN that you could work on these other steps, which we'll get into a bit more too. If you're a different country, different citizenship, this may look a little different for you, but again, I'll give you the resources to go deeper on those subjects. But the structure is exactly the same, right? So LLC just replace with business in your country. If you're doing that, like Canada, get a corporation. EIN you may need in Canada, but maybe don't need, and they have a different tax number for those people in Canada, as well as any other different country. Okay, so you know where your country is, and I'll show you all the resources again to how to figure that out on your own. But LLCs right here. So that's the first thing we need to figure out because we need this to set up our Seller Central account. So these steps go hand in hand for everything we do. So if you're in a state, so we're just going to use US for example here. Again, I know it's a little different for anybody outside the country, but you should be able to follow along, and I'll link some more videos for you guys to watch for your specific countries, everything like that. So if we go based off, your US citizen, everything like that, register your LLC. You could just literally Google this, right? So if you want to do it in your own state, that's perfectly fine. There's plenty of services out there. You could do it on your own. If you go to the right, Tennessee.gov or Idaho.gov, whatever, you can go ahead and form that yourself. But you can just, LegalZoom, Zen Business, InkFile, you can do this all right here from Google, as well as these are 2 that I use. So register agents are people who file LLCs for you. You do this as low as $50 a year here, as well as $150 to start up right away. Okay, so Delaware is a good state for that. Wyoming's a good state for that. These are the companies that I recommend. But again, if you're in Texas or a good state like that, maybe avoid New York, California. Again, there's pros and cons to all this, so you have to kind of weigh those yourself. But this is how you can get an LLC formed. Once you have the LLC formed, you get your EIN number, right? So again, this is all stuff we need to set up our business, get the Seller Central account, eventually get a business bank account, everything like that. You can apply here. If you're from a different country, this works a little different, but everything you need is at this irs.gov site. Again, I'm going to link a video going deeper into LLCs, EINs. Check out the description for those if you need any videos going deeper on this as well. If you don't see something, I've made so many videos on YouTube that go through all this stuff. So if you don't see anything, just give me a comment down below of what you're looking for, and we'll make sure to link that for you as well. Okay. So EIN, so you get your EIN, which is essentially your social security number for your business that you need to register on Amazon, as well as a small business account. Okay. So 2 banks I recommend for small business accounts that you need is Bank of America here and then Chase as well. So I like both these banks. I've used both. Bank of America is what I use personally right now for all my businesses. Chase I use for a lot of personal, and I like both right here, okay? So that is what you use to get going here. Again, if you're in Canada, you can go find cross-border accounts. There's wise.com, again, linked in deeper videos where you can go grab this information for your case, right? I just don't make this a 6-hour video if I go over everybody's scenario. I'd rather you just go find the other videos that you need so I don't waste anybody's time here, okay? So next is business credit cards. So again, I told you it's kind of a waste at first to get it, especially if you don't have business history. You can go look into this if you want. Google's the best way to do this. And then NerdWallet usually gives you the best business credit cards for that. Otherwise, you can use your personal credit card at first and get this later. So if you haven't done that step yet, that's the first step, okay? Anything else it's irrelevant at this point, okay? So get this first step done, get some momentum, get the action going, everything like that. Next step is your Seller Central account. So you want to get this going as soon as possible because it could take up a few weeks, could take up to a month. If you find hurdles, Amazon likes to flag like half the accounts, make you go through extra verification. So might as well start this process as soon as possible. And you need this to go into this, okay? Again, I know I'm not showing you anything new here, but I just want you to focus on this stuff because nothing else matters until we get this done. So if we go to Amazon, sell.amazon.com, we can go ahead and sign up right here. So in the US, it's $40 a month. If you're Canadian, you could sign up for the .ca, get the North American platform. So you have US, Mexico, Canada all lined up. Same thing with, UK, Germany. Just go ahead and type in Seller Central sign up, Europe, Seller Central sign up, UK, Seller Central sign up, Australia, right? You get the purpose here. So we want to start this process as soon as possible here. Again, I have long tutorials going through how to set this up exactly. Again, will be linked down below so you can go deeper into that when you're doing that. So get this set up as soon as possible, get that process going. Now, when you're waiting for all this, the LLCs, the Seller Central account, the business bank accounts, what you should be working on in the downtime is product research, okay? So that's the first step. You need a product to sell. Without it, you have nothing, right? And this is the most crucial part of your whole business. We have to find a good product. We cannot settle. We need something that can make us profit, make us be able to build an asset over the long run. So again, in your downtime, waiting for your EIN, waiting for your business bank account, waiting for your Seller Central account to be approved, start product research, okay? So that way, when everything's done, you found a product, you got your LLC set up, your Seller Central account's active. That way we can just go right onto suppliers. We can start that process and everything's smooth and we have momentum. Like we're feeling us move forward. We're taking steps forward. And then that way we can just focus on one thing at a time. These three things kind of go together because again, there's a lot of downtime here. Product research can take a while when you're first learning. So essentially we could do all three of these things at the same time. Okay, so I recommend Helium 10 for product research to get things going. If you want to use Jungle Scout, Fire Launch, that's fine. I trust all those platforms. Helium 10 is just what I use. If you do need a product research software, there's a link down below in the description giving you 6 months of 20% off. So if you're going to get a product research app, if you're going to get Helium 10, might as well save some money there. If not, you already got one. Just use the same one you have there. No need to get multiple product research apps, anything like that, okay? So on Helium 10, we obviously can go through black box here. So product research, we can start looking for products in our criteria here. So categories, right? So we can go through categories, go through that. I got tons of videos. Again, we'll link down below for you to go deeper on this to what to put in here. But we can start to find products that fit our criteria and we can start to use data to kind of put these things together. Okay. Data is not everything though, guys. So I just want a quick reminder here. Data is not everything. So we use this to generate ideas. Me, engineering background, engineering brain. I have no creative bone in my body. So I need this to get ideas on Amazon to essentially go down rabbit holes with product research. So we see right here, we have a guarded gnome product on Amazon, something I want to think about. Looks like they're not actively selling. So we go back down, we can pick something else here. So we got a lot of fashion products. That's what happens when you don't put in criteria, but we see this ribbon for awareness here. So a ribbon here, I wouldn't have thought of this product in a million years, right? Of something I could sell. So we can go on here, get the Helium 10 Chrome extension, see what sales they're doing, pull up X-ray, and we can go deeper down. Is this data right for us? So look at this data once it loads, we see $53, $360. So the revenue is not here, right? So it doesn't fit our data criteria. So we use this to find products that maybe doing 5 to 10,000 a month, okay? So we go back and we see that data is not everything. So we follow the data, but then it takes creativity, adding value, and niching down, in my opinion, right? There's more ways to do this than just mine, but this is my favorite way to find products on Amazon. So say we find a good product that fits our data, we can go in and figure out, how do we make this more creative? How do we put our own spin on it? How do we add more value to this? Do we bundle? Do we add this feature to it? We see a lot of 1-star reviews for this. Do we fix this? Then eventually, I even like to niche down, okay? So maybe it's ribbons for men, ribbons for breast cancer awareness, ribbons for autism, right? Just going down the rabbit holes of finding things that we can niche down into, because I like to be in my own little market. I like to make things different. I don't like to go into a broad market where I'm just fighting against everybody who looks the same. I like to put my own little spin on it, niche down, dominate a small little niche market, and then eventually go broader as I go along. That way we can rank quicker, we can start to see profit quicker, and we don't have to wait 6 months just to rank up to see if this product even works. Obviously, advertising becomes a nightmare in that situation. So these are the 3 things you need to be working on right away. Obviously, avoid all those things that are just, mentally stimulating, going down rabbit holes, watching every YouTube video, trying to learn everything at first. I think it's a waste of time. I think you should just get right at it, get momentum, get action going, and then you can feel that momentum, and that will continue on to everything else you're doing in this business once you get there. Again, we don't want to put on too many hats right away. We just want to focus on the things in front of us and then eventually get to those. So I challenge you just to focus on these 3 things as a beginner if you just gotten started and you want to see actually momentum built in your business. If that was helpful, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And of course, if there's any videos you want to go deeper on, because it's just an overview, right? Just something to focus on, something to get going. But if you need more help with LLCs, product research, Seller Central, stuff like that, and you don't see them in the description down below, hit me up with a comment down below, and we'll make sure to link that video for you. That way you can go deeper on that subject. All right, guys, hope this helps. See you in the next one.